Go.
Hey, what's going on, guys? So to talk about this idea of building a deck, I wanted to actually put my deck down. So I was looking around. I'm new to the game for the most part. I am pretty good at understanding card games, but I'm trying to get my hang around with Force of Will.
Other card games to extend your neuroplasticity.
Exactly, because you can only get better at other card games
by playing other card games.
It's just a way of work.
And then it helps you out with your all other card games. Like it'll technically help you out with your main card game too. Honestly,
yeah, it's true.
Learning how to deck build for other games actually does help you appreciate other cards.
Look, a lot of this new work has actually had me looking at. So the main card game I play is Cardfight Vanguard. I'm the one who's going to start bringing that to the channel.
We only have one video still.
And that video, I was not playing in it. Just FYI, whoever that was utter trash.
Leave then. I love that part. That's the best part of that video. Leave then.
Oh man. So I actually looked over a lot of the cards. The new rulers, I actually like a lot of them. I figured to kind of make this deck work, and it's also a ruler who I'm a big fan of. I wanted to try out Mars.
So we're going to go around the whole deck idea around Mars right now. So from our basic other video, how the deck construction, this is based from how to deck build, this is the deck construction list. Yes. So this is how we're going card by card, how this is how you should look at towards building a deck.
Right. I mean, again, it's also a basic skeleton. I'm eventually going to get to the point where I get the hang of building the deck, and we'll have a very much stronger deck list. But for the current time being, I came up with an interesting little thing.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I gave him some suggestions here and there, but you know, he doesn't have all the cards, and he still needs to get some new cards from my suggestions.
Right.
So we're just going to show you what the skeleton is like now, and then maybe in the future we'll actually play out a whole match with the new build.
Yeah, exactly. So just so you guys know, in case you don't know, Mars is one of the new rulers. He's an energized ruler. Energized for fire. So if I go second, I get my fire. Let's go. He starts off with mana 2. This is very interesting because you use mana to play ancient magic spells.
Let me ask you a question though. Would you prefer to go second or first?
With this deck?
In general.
In general, I always prefer to go first. But in this deck, I don't care.
But if you know you're going against an energized ruler, would you choose to go second?
Oh, always. I don't want them to get that. I don't want them to get claimed. Never. Is there any particular reason why I should?
I don't know, I'm just wondering about your own personal reason.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't want them to...
Because myself, I always prefer to go first. I'd rather be on the play than on the draw.
Yeah, almost always on the play. I almost build my decks for the on the play.
I mean, I don't mind being on draw because you'll still win. It's not like take a set in stone, you're going to lose if you go second. Oh man,
exactly.
Like some people always complain about Ernesto.
So the one thing that I actually was a big fan of was when I looked over at the J ruler side of Mars, I first got very confused about how he works out because he has the whole mana 5, and then after that he talks about how if you remove his partner Namblot, then you get 5 counters. So in my mind,
essentially I was like, get 10 counters. A lot of people were confused about that earlier.
Yeah, I was one of them.
And
I thought it was
as it got later on, people understood more about it.
So now I understand that basically the way this guy works is you get 2 counters on the ruler side, and then on the J ruler side, you go up to 12.
You essentially get 12 counters, and then you technically build up your counters with other cards that would build
things
up
that would build up counters. I kind of don't run that many of those, just FYI, because
you don't really need them.
Yeah. I for the most part, when I flip into him, I have all the counters I'll ever need. Actually, it's true. I do usually have all the counters I'll need. So, he also has first strike as long as Namblot has been removed from his ability. So, he's also good at, like, kind of trading places with people. He beats down anyone that tries to get in his way. And because it's a fire deck, obviously I'm running Levitins. So, he gets to beat down everybody who gets in his way as a result. Well, for the most part. Well, let's just kind of get into the deck so we can kind of see
the deck's more important right now. That's the basic deck ruler.
Yeah, exactly.
So now we get to the idea.
So the basic idea is you run your Gwins, you run your Rook Eggs, because
it's a main red strategy.
You're playing red. You're playing red.
You're playing the best 2 cards.
Exactly.
Rook Egg tutors. Guinevere does it for you.
Yep. And Guinevere also eats up removal on her own.
It's a very strong responsive card.
Yes, and that's one of the main reasons I liked it.
Like, when I was trying to explain to Vicente last time how Guinevere is a very reactionary card.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, holy crap. Like, he was just,
It
fire lit up in his eyes.
It does actually kind of blow your mind when you realize just how much, like, Guinevere gets around.
And how much resources herself requires you to take, just to kill her.
She takes quite a bit.
I hate Guinevere.
She also loves to look at, like, removal and just says, so what are you removing? I'm waiting, because whatever it is, I'm killing it. You don't get to touch my guys. I do.
Delicious.
That's why I also love her flavor text. You know, I was wrong. Please bring me another one. It's just like, oh,
delicious.
Okay. And then I also run 4 Namblot. My resonator list is actually very, very small because there's a lot of removal, and these guys already dodge most of the removal. So when I drop my Namblots, I just want to like drop Namblots.
And Namblots are cheap fishing damage. They're also technically type of removals against certain matchups.
Yeah, because they do that quick 400 is something a lot of people don't see coming. It's actually really good.
Like Snow White.
Drop Snow White, and they're just like, oh.
Lunia? Swing for 4? Like, what?
That's not fair. It's not fair at all.
Haster?
Haster? What's that? Huh? And he's also, again, very important towards the deck as a result because I need him for Mars. Him and Mars go hand in hand.
Yeah, he's like a key component to the deck.
Yes, he is.
Just for the extra counters.
But my favorite thing about him is the fact that he actually bounces back to the hand.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he has swiftness, swings it for 5, bounces back to the hand.
So you're always able to play him over again if you need to.
Exactly. So I play him like a removal spell.
Yeah.
That does 500 damage and comes.
And then if they get discarded, you always have a way to search it again.
Exactly. That's what the root gags are in the build for. And this is essentially the basic core. You also have lightning, not thunder, whatever you
Definitely not thunder?
Definitely not thunder. Because
I'm strong. I'm you, but stronger.
I'm you, but stronger. It's technically like the best way to go with this deck. These are most core cards of the deck when you really look at it.
So what else would you say Lightning Strike's used for besides burning your opponent's face to death?
It also is really good at like doing quick damage to anything that's trying to block you. If I can do more than 500 damage to my opponent, then I'm gonna lightning strike whatever they're gonna use to block me. Because you don't get anything.
Also use it to kill Madworks.
Ah, yes.
Can't forget that.
There's also the idea
that's the person who lost because he didn't kill a Madwork.
I didn't kill a Manadork in the last game, and I wasn't playing this deck, by the way. But I didn't kill a Manadork, and I literally just got my face pushed in because that one Manadork stuck around and became 12 mana all of a sudden. I was just like, oh, that's fair.
Hey.
But yeah, I would definitely consider this deck core, the deck strategy. There's obviously things you want to add on top of it, but for the most part, this is the core of the deck. So,
So what's your support, your backbone to your strategy, sir?
The backbone to the strategy, that would definitely be the following cards. First of all, I run 2 Ancient Heartfelt. Kind of gives you. So it kind of just gives you, a quick pool, a quick 400. I can actually use one of these and still pull off my win con thanks to the way how everything works in the deck. It's a quick 400 that doesn't actually use up any mana thanks to, mana.
No, it uses mana.
It uses mana, not stones.
But not will. Remember, it's different.
I gotta get used to that.
Mana is the ancient
magic uses mana. That's always remember. I have to remember that.
Your stones are your will stones.
They're what produces my will as a result. I'm also running 3 summon from Memoria. This is mostly to help me dig for the obvious.
Your consistency, basically.
Exactly.
And have you found yourself it being a dead card in your hand at times?
No, I have very, very rarely come across a time where it's a dead card. Unless I just don't have the stone for it.
And what cards are you mainly looking for off the duality?
Oh, I'm definitely looking for the win cons. There's 2 main win cons. I'll get into them later. But those are definitely the main things I'm looking for. If I don't find them, I'm looking for my diggers.
Like Guinevere's and
rook eggs. Exactly.
All right.
And I'm also running as part of my support spell package,
the
Nameless Miss, because counters. Look, if I'm playing a burn deck, I know that everybody has counters to stop my burns. I need to get your counters out your hand. Also,
plus giving a +1 to +1 to something. It's not bad.
+1/+1 is pretty
bear magic.
beats out the bears. Oh, what's that? You're gonna make me?
I'm a 5/5 now.
Her?
Oh, your bow can't kill me.
Ha! Get right. You have to actually use your space timer, and I wouldn't mind using space timer. Like if you're gonna do that.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't mind using a space time.
At that point, please go ahead.
Please eat up a space time for me.
Always, always. So on top of this,
One less space time on the at least.
On top of this, I'm also running for my support Regalia because
They're free, and why wouldn't you run them?
I'm also burn, so I want to push as much damage. Leviton is probably the best way to do it. There's actually, I've come up with like small little cute plays that I can do, 38 damage? No, 34. That's how much I've actually been able to do off of a Leviton. And my ruler...
With a single Leviton or a double Leviton?
A single Leviton, actually.
Ah.
If I, as long as I use one Heartfelt Fire, I can actually do 34 damage.
Okay.
So I would just need to do 6. Do 6, put them in the range, kill them with the damage, and that's game.
Reminds me that one time in this lethal by 100 with Shion.
Yep.
Well, almost one shot at someone with Shion. Made me sad.
I'm also running bows because, again, aggro. I don't want anyone blocking me. When I send my Namblot in, that Namblot has to kill it. Like,
Plus, there's also other uses, like against the Machina matchup, killing
I
all
get
the
to kill
small
off their
creatures.
small
Because,
creatures.
again, Machina will eventually out-pressure you
exactly.
if you don't kill off their shit.
So I run the bows also for that too. And the one Dead Scythe, because when I see a J-Roller who's a problem, I gotta get rid of him. And once I get rid of him, I don't want that guy coming back. No. Also, gets rid of swiftness. Very useful. Gives me that actual turn I need to blow up on their face. So that's how I like that idea.
Now, what about your win conditions, sir?
So the win con, which I probably should have talked about a little earlier, but
That's
actually
fine.
I think it works out pretty well here.
You always talk about the backbone before your actual
Before you
win
hit the win
conditions.
con. Yeah, of course. And so the win con of the deck is actually Invitation of Disasters. They're the 2000 burn spell that you probably heard about. If you don't know, well, read them, figure it out. And Athena. Athena in particular, I've been falling in love with. Like I got
Especially
her.
in this format with bears like life and everything.
Oh my God! You turn Athena into a bear? Hold on.
Respond.
All right. So I'm a 11/11 bear, and they're just like, how? What? Like, I can't even run. I can't even double. I can't even double anomalies. I have to actually like do more than that.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm perfectly fine with
It's
that.
very strong. I told him he might want to play a third of Athena
Yes.
over.
I've been considering going 4, starting with her at 4, and then
Yeah.
like building the deck backwards as a result.
But the real win conditions, that burn spell.
The burn spell, because it's free. Basically, what happens is once I J-activate.
Well, it's not really free.
Well,
You gotta consider counter spells. Remember that when you awaken, you have to do it before. You have to do it as you play it.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you get countered, you cry.
yeah, but that's the main reason I'm running.
At
the
least you
nameless
have to
list.
waste your actual stones to do
Exactly.
it.
That's how I look at it when I say free. It's that even though it can be countered, it can be handled, it can be answered, the idea is the simplest idea. Either I play this card and I don't use stones and do 2,000 damage to them, or I play this card and I eat up a counter spell, eating their stones, and that actually lets me do my
Be
other
able to
plays.
use maybe for your Athena play, and then you're able to burn
Exactly.
them down with the Athena.
Or I could just pump up with the Athena on top
Yeah,
of
that's
that.
what I'm saying, like
again.
burn down with your Athena.
Yeah, exactly. I've also done scenarios where I've just dropped extra Namlots I had in hand after J-activating, and then just swung in with
Nice-
everything.
nice
I can do
damage.
that, you know,
Does Nemblot have to target himself, or is nothing else to target?
he actually does have to target. He has to hit. He has to hit a J resonator.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like the same thing with
The same thing
Haster.
with Haster. The same thing with the chicken. They all basically say
They all have to hit something.
they gotta hit something when they drop on the board.
Poor Hester.
Yeah.
He'll bite the flame.
I know that's the worst feeling. The worst feeling.
Oh, tell me about it, especially in that mirror match. Oh, it's awful.
But yeah, I actually realized that these kind of were the actual win conditions of the deck. This is this is a basic skeleton. If I want to, I actually want to kind of start here, which is what I did do when I started building the deck. I started here and then started building around it. But when the next set comes out again, this deck becomes a whole lot.
Oh yeah, because that ancient magic searcher.
Let me tell you.
Boy, search out Black Moonbeam. Search out Invitational Disaster.
That's all it is at that point. Like, just search those main cards.
Get
out.
those cards to get negated.
Exactly.
So your
And then
major
just
cards
swing
will
in
get
for my
negated.
big guys.
Yeah.
I would also, when it comes down to it, I also want to think about how much more can I put into this deck, because obviously having 2 win conditions, it was something I had to start realizing. Having 1 was a problem because it wasn't enough, but once you go, okay, I also have this because you answered one of the problems, then the other problem comes through, and it really gives a good stable stasis. So it's something as I get better in the game, I'm gonna learn more. I'm gonna do more as a result. So hopefully that's how this works out. Again, this was my basic deck profile. Eventually, I'll get to the point where I'm good enough to make real decks. I'll tell you that right now.
Talk about your stones. And
For
why you
now-
chose certain stones.
For now, my stones are actually to take
Because your stones are technically
advantage.
your support slash.
Yeah. I'm currently running 4 Brutal Conquerors because the Brutal Conquerors, on top of looking awesome, first of all, that's the main reason I picked them, they also have the secondary effect of having extra burn damage, which was something I didn't pay attention to at first. But then after realizing that the whole concept of this deck is to burn the opponent down, then it burns the opponent down as a result. The 4 Scorched Bells are because I actually want to open up with Nameless Mist. And so if I open up with a Nameless Mist, I have the Scorched Bells to take advantage of that and effectively get rid of any counters I see, any problem counters that I see. Like, oh, I see the Seal of Wind and Light, let's get it out your hand. You know. Currently, I'm also working on the sideboard for this, but I also will be sideboarding a lot more black. So that's again the main reason why there's more black than blue as a result. Was there anything else I kind of want to go over?
Did you talk about Brutal Conquerors?
Yes, I did.
Is there any other cards you might consider side decking? Because side decking is also a huge part of deck construction.
Yeah, when I'm looking at the sideboard, a couple ideas.
It's also a good idea when you're thinking about your side deck to side deck towards your locals, because your locals will give you a good idea of what is the meta.
Yeah, that's true. Well, at least in your local area, you would also have to obviously side deck later on, like if you go up into higher levels. Yeah,
as the format evolves. And
exactly.
When you move higher up.
If I'm no longer just playing against my locals, I'm also planning to play in like regionals. I'd have a different side deck as a result of that too. So, but a couple cards I've been considering sideboarding. Lapis' Darkstorm, so that way I get even more discard power. I've been considering sideboarding Heras because bows are a problem for me.
And
So
Regalias are just
Regalias are just
everywhere.
really stupid.
Regalias
So
are just everywhere.
I get to draw extra cards, dig even deeper for my win
Forcing you to
condition.
sacrificing themselves.
Exactly. So I don't have a problem with that, honestly. Like if they get rid of it, that's them. If I get rid of it, then I get to dig even deeper. It's actually kind of stupid. So it's also another thing I've been considering.
The fact that you let burn be able to draw a card is a very powerful thing, because you never want to give burn more resources.
At any time they can just come in and just kind of kill you. It happened in one of the games I was playtesting with this deck. I actually just one turn came through 4,000 straight. It was just, wow, there was absolutely nothing that could be done.
Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you're able to do double invitation?
Yes. In fact, the main way that I do it is with the Ancient Heartfelt Magic. I basically drop 2 of them, do 2,000 with one, 800 with the other.
I was talking about doing 2,000 with both of them.
Let's not get carried away here.
That's why I asked if you ever been able to do both of them.
I've been able to do both, but I'm not able to do four grand in one shot. Although that is another goal I have to come across.
There is a possibility that happen once you get all their when you see more than 3 counter spells in your discard, you most likely know it's gonna be safe to do that by then.
Exactly.
If they have the 4th one in their hand, you took the risk. You can't really the big thing when it comes to playing the game, you can't play around everything.
And you have to know that you can't play around.
You have to play into things eventually.
Exactly.
That's why you have to show no fear.
That's why I decided to go with red, because there really is no fear with red. You literally just go or lose.
Alright, well, this has been CC Genesis and my boy Eli. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys liked it. Leave a like, leave comments for any suggestions in the future for deck profiles, discussion topics you guys want to hear.
Even if you want to just make some comments on my deck build to see if you can help me kind of
Like,
get it better.
improve us, basically.
Exactly.
We're always open for ideas.
Exactly. I'll never turn down an idea. As long as it's an idea.
Well, opinions.
Exactly.
All right. Have a nice day, guys.
All right.